Show. Okay. Now, Jared Brooks, very active fighter, right? We've seen you pretty much clean up the division, the top five. Fight after fight, you've been beating these guys, and I gotta say, you truly, genuinely earned that shot to fight for a world title, hands down. Okay, and here we have Joshua. He's being touted as the greatest strawweight in one championship history, and of course, being objective as well. He's held that title for quite some time, and at the same time, he has defeated all of the champion in that division's history. Okay, but the question here, and again, the elephant in the room, Joshua, for the past couple of years, his activity, he's been fighting pretty much once a year. Okay, so I want to ask this to Joshua, how big of a factor that's going to be, because you are not as active as you used to be, and how do you think it's going to shape up your performance against, we believe, would be your toughest opponent yet?
That's the problem, man. If you are the champion, you need to wait. And I'm waiting for the next opponent, waiting for the next opponent. That should have been Bokang Masunyani, but Jared Brooks beat him. So here we are, man. Here we are.
So when it comes to your activity, Joshua, do you think it somehow hurt you? Because to be fair, this is the same thing that we've said before, before you knocked out Saruta in your last fight in the opening round. Oh, we're worried that Joshua would look rusty in that fight. You know,
Yeah.
he's not active enough. We wish he got more rounds in that fight, and out of nowhere you land that punch, everything goes downhill, right? And somehow you still showed up. So do you feel that it's just going to be just another day in the office, or do you think all of this, break in between, the long layoffs in between fights, sincerely is
People
going to
think
affect you too?
that I will have a ring rest, but no, man. Throughout these years, I've been training. I've been working on my craft. I've been work. I do sparring, like in this fight camp, and do a lot of sparring. So I'm ready for a 5 round fight. I'm ready for a 5 round fight,
Mhm.
for a
Oh,
five
wow.
round war.
Mhm. What about you, Jared? Is that one of the reasons why you're so confident of beating this man right here? Because we know activity is very important, to a fighter. Is that one of the things that you're looking at?
Well, I mean, so let me clear the air, right? I I think that Joshua Pacio is definitely one of the best strawweights ever. And I do think that he is highly touted. And even though he hasn't, you know, been on the circuit as much as he needs to be, I'm not sleeping on him, and I'm not sleeping on his capabilities and the things that he's capable of, right? So, but from your last fight, you did fight Yusuke Saruda, and he is the old generation of the strawweight division, right? And the dude literally fights like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
What's that?
So,
Ask him, bro. Ask
so,
him.
so, I think I can knock out Yusuke Saruda if somebody's fighting like this too.
I,
Um,
I need to screenshot that.
Do that again.
okay, so let's get back to business. Um, Joshua, I do highly respect you, and I respect your team. I respect your coach as well. Your coach is definitely one of the best coaches in the world. So I don't want you guys to think that there is any disrespect towards your team from me, right? But do I think I could beat a lot of people on your team? Yeah. I think there's a lot of holes in your guys' game, and I think that I am going to exploit them starting with you.
Hmm. Jared, when it comes to people, you've acknowledged Joshua as one of the best strawweights, ever. But do you agree with what a lot of fans and scribes alike say that, this guy right here, you've mentioned Team Lakay. A lot of fans and scribes believe that he is the best fighter yet to emerge out of Team Lakay. And do you agree that so far, of course, you believe that you're going to beat him on December 3, but do you believe that so far he is indeed the best strawweight champion fighter in one championship's strawweight history?
I mean, yeah, like he's been beat before and stuff like that, but he's always came back and he showed the mental fortitude of what a champion is, and I respect that from
Mhm.
Joshua. So there's no disrespect on his past doings. I'm just know what
Mhm.
I'm capable of, and I already know that I'm gonna go out and show him that there is a next generation of the new strawweights, and I'm sorry that I have to be that guy because Josh is a
Mhm.
really nice guy, and I haven't met one bad Filipino person. So I just know at the end of the day that I'm gonna be the person to hand him that
Mhm.
L, and he's not gonna get it back. He's always
Mhm.
got those L's back, but he is not going to get it against this guy.
Mhm. Before I give the floor to Nisi for the next question, Jared. So, do you agree that so far he is the best fighter to emerge out of Team Lakay from your observation?
Hmm. If you're talking to weight class by weight class, yeah, 100%. For
Okay.
sure. For
Okay.
sure.
All right.
I do think that if him and Lito Adewang were to fight, I think that Lito would give him a run for his money though. Lito is a very, very, very tough opponent, and he is very explosive. And I'm not there in their training sessions every day. Who knows? But just from an outside perspective, I think
Mm-hmm.
that Lito might be a harder fight. But I do think Joshua's IQ is better than Lito's, so that is a little bit different. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as my fight IQ, and as far as forget Team Lakay at this point. We're talking about the best strawweight in the world right now.
Okay.
I am the best strawweight in the world right now. And Joshua, I think you know that deep down inside. And and yes, you know it. You know it deep down inside. You can shake your head and act like a little kid, but you know deep down
I am a
inside that
kid.
when that real shit hits you, you're gonna be like, okay, I know what he was talking about in that interview.